Louisiana is fortunate to host the 2011 National Fall SBIR Conference, and what's significant of that is that we're bringing researchers, technology people, venture capital people from all over the country to learn about the SBIR program and what it can do for their business. The federal government has allocated 2.5% of their budget across 11 federal agencies for grants for small businesses, which amounts to about $2.5 billion. So people from all the country are going to learn about how they can take advantage of that and apply for one of those grants.
We have an awful lot of technology applications in our state, from the oil and gas industry to agriculture and other technologies such as IT. And so we're trying to demonstrate here, with this conference being in Louisiana, that we have a great deal of technology in our state that's being applied that will also encourage other companies to come to Louisiana. We also want to focus on our great incentives that we have here to bring new technologies and innovative technologies to Louisiana.
This is the first conference of its kind in Louisiana promoting the Small Business Research and Technology Program. It's a small federal program that packs a big punch. It provides a portion of the research dollars, over $150 billion that the federal government spends on basic research, and directs it to promising small businesses that have new products or services or technology that can solve a problem that the federal government has, but in solving that problem it has commercial application. So we've helped develop large computer chip companies, medical device companies, bomb detection technologies that didn't exist before. So the taxpayer gets quite a bang for the buck that they invest, and we create jobs, hundreds of thousands of them. This program, while it's a really big deal to us, those of you that run it, those of you that have received funding from it, those of you that can understand the promise of it, and for me as the chair of this committee that's responsible for getting it reauthorized, I think it's one of the finest, small but finest programs at the federal government. It's a big program to us, but it really is a tiny program to the federal government. And that's part of our challenge, is getting the attention of the powers that be to really focus on a program that is relatively small, but it packs a lot of punch. And that's what the SBIR and STTR program is. The big picture, the federal government spends about $150 billion on research through all of our federal agencies, and a very small portion, too small for my liking, but it was that way when I got to the Senate 15 years ago, so I'm trying to extend it and expand it slightly. A small portion, 2.5% of that $150 billion is directed, if you will, to the small business innovators, potential innovators, and what Steve Case and I just talked about in my office this week, the gazelles among you, the small businesses, the dynamic, fast-growing potential businesses that can go from 0 to 200 miles an hour in, very short time. That's what this program is trying to capture, and to do it for the benefit of the federal government and, most importantly, for the U.S. taxpayer.
The SBIR program stands for the Small Business Innovation Research Program. And it's basically a way to get federal funding of R&D to small innovative companies. So literally thousands of companies each year get funding from the federal government to pursue innovative technologies in everything from energy to life sciences to defense-related applications.
The way we measure success in the Department of Defense is we look at return on investment, and our return on investment in terms of dollars is roughly 2 to 1. For every dollar we put into this program, we get about $2 back in investment into the small businesses. From what I understand from venture capitalists, is on average 2 to 1 is a good return on investment.
NSF really is funding the next business to create new jobs and new opportunities in the country. We fund companies across the country. We've funded companies like Qualcomm, Symantec, and the beginnings of Google. So we're looking to build big businesses ultimately.
Louisiana, you do a lot of drilling, oil exploration, things like that. And again, that's a hazardous environment like what we deal with in space. As a matter of fact, NASA has been working with some of the marine biologists on some of the autonomous vehicles to be able to navigate and actually inspect oil wells. So I think, again, from some of the companies that are being born here and exist here already, this will be an avenue for being able to develop further technologies.
For a small agency, we use the program very effectively. We try to align our research with whatever the Secretary's strategic research priorities are for that year. So if we're really focused on things like distracted driving or rail safety, when we do our call for topics to the agencies, we ensure that we use that recommended guidance so that the research that we're doing aligns with what's going on within the department.
What kind of jobs have you created through this program?
They're mainly high-tech jobs, biomedical positions. We also do a lot of disease programs, infectious diseases, curing various types of diseases throughout.
Close to half of the companies that get Phase 2 awards go on to commercialize some aspect of that technology. So we have some companies one company got a total amount of less than $250,000 from us, and over the next 10 years they raised $50 million and became a dominant player in their particular area of technology. So it has great potential for growth and innovation.
We've got a great program here, and we need to continue to grow it, improve it, and for all of the great companies in Louisiana who have a technology orientation, this may be a great opportunity for them to get capital to fund their development.
What kind of potential does this have for Louisiana small businesses?
Well, what's significant is that the state has enacted a 40% refundable tax credit for any business that gets an SBIR grant. So if a company gets $100,000, they're going to get another $40,000 from the state of Louisiana. So what that does, it allows Louisiana to compete very heavily for people who are interested in developing their technology in Louisiana, and they get an SBIR grant, then they're going to get an extra funding to be able to do that.
This program is up for reauthorization, and so I was here to cheer on, preaching to the choir actually, but asking people to really give the final push to get this program reauthorized. We've been operating on short-term extensions, which is no way to operate a program. You don't know whether it's going to exist 6 months from now. And it's been so proven. It's one of the top innovative, effective, efficient federal programs, a public-private partnership, a smart way to invest taxpayer money. So we're going to give it one more push and get it done.
We're very excited. You know, Senator Landrieu kicked off the conference, and she certainly has, I think, illuminated all of the benefits of what Louisiana is all about in her role with the United States Small Business Committee, and her role also in Homeland Security and on the Appropriations Committee, and how she intends to promote small businesses. This has, I think, ignited the crowd to be more enthused about the future.
Louisiana is really on the forefront of technology development across the country. Louisiana over the last couple of years has led the country in technology employment, whereas typically Louisiana technology typically didn't go together. Now people are looking at Louisiana as a place to do business when it comes to technology, and we're right in the middle of the pack when it comes to technology compared to other states, whereas before, about 4 or 5 years ago, we were last, but now we're right in the middle of the pack. So that's significant.